Fljúga úlfar, vaka vindar, rísbrjót glóur. Hár á hásæti, yggur í stormi. Rúnar dýrar, hugur vakinn. Óðinn, gríni, yggur með oss. Rúnar í myrkri, hrafnar yfir heimi. Óðinn með oss, yggur með oss. Hugur skarpur, vilji fastur. Óðinn! Óðinn, Óðinn, Óðinn með oss. Yggur með oss. Gunnar, Gunnar, brjátt á lofti. Í því heimi. Valföður. Óðinn með oss. Óðinn með oss. Óðinn með oss. Hugur í orrustu. Óðinn með oss. Rúnar í minni. Ríkur með oss. Spjót fyrir stafni. Gungnir. Hrafnar yfir. Huginn, múnin. Óðinn. Yggur, grínar, valföður. Rúnar í myrkri, hugur í eldi. Óðinn með oss. Óðinn með oss. Með oss. Óðinn með oss. Yggur. Óðinn með oss. 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 Hrafnar yfir, spjót á lofti. Rúnar í myrkri, hugur í eldi. Óðinn. Yggur. Gunnar. Óðinn. Óðinn með oss. Óðinn með oss. Óðinn með oss. Óðinn með oss. Rúnar í myrkri, rúnar. Hrafnar yfir heimi, hrafnar. Spjót á lofti spjót. Óðinn með oss. Með oss Óðinn. Yggur með oss. Með oss yggur. Óðinn. Óðinn með oss. Óðinn með oss. Óðinn. Yggur. Grímnir. Valföður. Yggur með oss. Óðinn, Óðinn, Óðinn með oss. Óðinn með suger skarper, viljefaster. Odin! Odin, Odin, Odin med oss. Ingen med oss. Gunger, bjauda og lafter. Ify heimi. Valføder.
Once again, I apologize for interrupting Club Asatru just as you guys were getting into it. Welcome everyone to your Saturday night, also through heathen Norse pagan prayer service. Yes, thank you. My name is Reverend Ben Kowalski Greyheck, and this is brought to you by The Troth. Good to see everybody tonight. Barbarian, good to see you. Good to see folks coming in. I hope everyone can hear me. We had technical issues earlier in the morning, a lot of technical issues actually, which led to the stream dropping midstream, which was just awful. I was just getting into my sermon. So, first timers, great to have you here. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're returning, you know how we do this. If you're new here, let me break it down for you. We're going to start with some education. I'm just going to talk about prayer. We're going to talk about doing this prayer over here, go through it very briefly, what we're about to get into. Then we're actually going to get into it. We're actually going to do this together if you want to at home. If you don't want to do this today, if this is not the day where you do Norse pagan prayer and you're still kind of like, hey, still trying to figure out if this is for me, totally okay. Totally okay. I'm not offended at all. I'm back like 6 more times and and maybe it'll be time for you. We'll see. And then the third part of this, after that prayer that we do together, after that we will go into our Q&A, where we'll just, if you have questions about also through heathenry or Norse paganism, ask Magodi. I should be able to answer at least some of them. And if you have questions about who's putting this on, questions about the Troth, I have the honor of serving as president of that organization, so I am happy to answer questions that as well. Great to see. All right, so let's talk about prayer. First, let's get into the practical stuff before we get into any kind of sermoning. The first thing is, how do we do this? So first thing I just want to say right out the gate is that this is my prayer. This is what I've come up with over 20 years and also through. This is not a standard prayer by any stretch of the imagination. Hey, if in 20 years from now people are doing this and regarding it as the standard prayer, hey, I'm not gonna be upset. However, I do want to acknowledge that what I do is going to be significantly different from what other people do. However, with that being said, at least you're going to see tonight one way of doing prayer, of praying, of being also through in the world. Okay, first things first, which way are you supposed to look? If you have an altar, which I do here, you can face your altar. If you do not have an altar at home, you don't have to go out and buy one. You can face east if the sun is coming up, and face north if the sun is going down, or if it's night time, not nice time. I hope it's a nice night. Hope it's a nice time wherever you are, but if it's nighttime, face north. So sun setting, nighttime, face north, sun rising, morning time, face east. Okay. You, Duchess, you have nothing to apologize for. Thank you for being here. All right. So, after figuring out which way you're going to face, now we're actually going to bless the space that we're going to be in. The way that I do the blessing is I take a little tip from our friends from the East. I use a singing bowl, just because I like the sound. If you have a bell, that will work as well, or you can always clap your hands. We do that 3 times, so 3 rings, 3 dings, or 3 claps. The space is now blessed. There we go. Next thing that you'll do is you'll bow. So I bow towards my altar or bow towards that direction that you're facing once, and then come to kneeling. After kneeling, now that I've blessed the space, I'm going to bless myself. So I'll touch my hand to my forehead and I'll say, bless my thoughts. Hand to the throat, say, bless my words, and then extend my hands in front of me and say, bless my deeds. Thoughts, words, deeds. Easy peasy. So now, space blessed. I'm blessed. Now let's pray. What do we say? What we typically say during this prayer service is we start with the Sigdrifamal, verses 2 and 3. And I recommend this for anybody who is beginning to do any kind of Norse pagan prayer, trying to write them for themselves. I actually use this myself as a scaffold. If you haven't heard this prayer before or are not sure whether you've heard it before, I'll say the first 2 lines. So maybe you'll get it. Hail day, hail sons of day is the first 2 lines of the first verse, and hail the gods, hail the goddesses are the first 2 lines of the second verse. If it's starting to jog your memory a little bit, great. If not, we are going to have it up on the screen so you can read along. I do have a little bit of a different way of, I wouldn't even say translating it. I have my own version of it. So even those of you who actually do know the Sigdrifamal by heart, my version is a bit different. So after doing those 2 verses, I will then do free verses, which are verses that I will just kind of come up with off the top of the dome. Chat, you know what time it is. If you've been here before, you know that it is time to get those requests in. So if you are looking for a prayer this evening for, I saw Hell in the chat. You'd like a prayer for Hell, please go ahead and pop her name in the chat. I don't want to start limiting people, but yeah, I would say, like, if you're going past 3, that's a lot of work, because it's not just a verse, right? It's a verse and then a prostration. So each time I'm going verse, face down, hands down, back up, verse, face down, hands down, back up. You know, you're doing like reverse sit-ups. So so that is how we generally will do the prayer. However many verses it's going to be, could be 10, could be 20, could be 100. For your purposes, however many verses you want to do, and you don't have to do a different verse each time. You could do the same verse over and over and over and over again. You could do it to the same God over and over again. It does not matter. It's an expression of your devotion. It is not a gotta catch 'em all type situation where you need to get every possible God in every possible prayer. You don't. I promise you, you don't. Okay. I also want to talk, before we actually get into the prayer itself, I want to talk a little bit about prayer itself and what even is prayer in Norse paganism. So there's a couple people who say that we don't pray. We don't kneel, we don't bow, we don't pray. There's a very popular AI song. I tend to think of prayer as the standing before the gods. And I'll tell you partly what I mean by that. So I don't know if any of you guys are married out there. You might be. But I know that sometimes we have disagreements with our spouse, and we have to have conversations with them that might be difficult. And we kind of rehearse those conversations in our head, don't we? Or we rehearse them out loud in our bathrooms or in the shower or something. We do this, we imagine these scenarios, but it is only when we stand in front of the other person that not only is the situation changed, the relationship changed by the conversation, but we are changed by that conversation to make it a little more, actually, just speaking of engaged, to make it a little more romantic, we'll say, you can practice proposing over and over and over again, but it's only when you are in front of the other person, whoever it is that you'd like to marry. That is the moment when things actually change. And not only is the relationship changed and transformed, but you are changed and transformed thereby in the eyes of the other person, right? You went from a moment before being a boyfriend or a girlfriend, whatever it was. Now you've proposed, and if they've accepted, now you've become something else. You've become a fiance. You've become the person they're going to marry when you get married. There are moments when you might practice your vows, practice in the mirror, practice in the shower. You might practice that, but it's only when you are standing in front of that person and saying it to them, saying it to the Gothi or Evia in my case, saying it to the family, when the relationship is transformed and you are transformed. You become someone different because you stood in front of the other to do this. That is prayer to me. It is not merely psychological. It is not merely that I'm trying to make myself feel better or doing some kind of wish fulfillment, right? In prayer, I am standing or kneeling, as it were, right here, or kneeling before the gods. That is what we are doing. We are standing or kneeling before them, and we are transformed by that moment. Just as we are transformed in our marriage, going from not married to married, in our weddings, right? In our engagements, having difficult conversations with people, that changes relationships too. And I also want to say something else before we start. That when we pray, when we offer, especially when we are making sacrifice, it's not, and I emphasize this a lot, it is not payment. I'm not paying Thor for something he did for me or giving him some mangoes so that he'll bless me with some protection. No. The gift, if I am indeed standing before the gods, the gift is not payment. It is a proof of who I am as I stand before them. This gift, this show of devotion and love and affection and goodness and generosity, I am standing before them. I am kneeling before the gods, and this, as I'm saying, this is me. This is me. This is my generosity, my goodness, my true nature that I share with you, that I hope you share with me too. That is prayer. That is offering. That is sacrifice. It's not payment. It's not payment. It's us showing who we really are as we stand before the gods, or kneel, as it were. All right. If you guys are sufficiently bored and want to move on to actually doing the prayer, we can do that. let's get going. Let's go. Bless my thoughts. Bless my words. And bless my deeds. Hail day. Hail sons of day. Hail night and her daughter. Look upon us with kind eyes, as we who are patient find peace. Hail the gods. Hail the goddesses. Hail the ever-giving earth. Bless us with wisdom, kind words, and healing hands lifelong. Let's see what the chat has in store for us this evening. Hail Loki. Hail to the Laughing One. Hail to the faithful companion of Thor. Loki, may you stand by those who, like Thor, have the courage, travel difficult paths into difficult places, as they find who they truly are. Loki, may you guard them, may you guide them. May you transform their difficulties, their obstacles, into the path that they tread. Hail Odin. Hail to the Father of Wisdom. Hail to the far wanderer. Odin, may you bless us and guide us to wisdom. May we be able to see the truth. May we be able to accept the truth. And may we never accept falsehood as truth, and may we never accept ignorance as wisdom. Hail Freyr. Hail Ingvi. Hail to the Lord of peace and plenty. Ingvi, may your bounty and your abundance cover this earth. May all those who want be satisfied. May all those who need be satiated. And thereby may peace reign on earth and among all men. Hail Bragi. Hail to the greatest of skalds. Hail to he of the rune-cut tongue. Bragi, may you inspire us to write work, speak work, sing work, work that is both beautiful but also truthful. May we, through our work, bring joy, happiness, pleasure, but also may we never be afraid to speak the truth through our work. Hail Hel. Hail to the gracious lady. Hail to the host of our beloved dead. Hel, may you care for all of those who are in your charge. May they know nothing but peace and contentment as they dwell in your realm. May they be in perfect bliss in your care until the day when we are once again reunited with our beloved dead. Hail Eir. Hail to the healing maiden. Hail to she, the best and most perfect of physicians. Eir, may you guide the hands and the minds of the doctors, the nurses, the surgeons, the rheumatologists, the gastroenterologists, the ER doctors, generalists, the pathologists. You guide them, you protect them as they care for us. May we be healed. May we return to health and wholeness. And yes, massage therapists too. It looks like everyone. All right. Now, what I like to do after this is we'll do a meditation. This is about 1 to 2 minutes long. I just want us to sit and reflect on prayer. Once again, if we are standing or kneeling for the gods, how do we bring this moment out into the world? What does this moment with the gods demand us? Who does it demand that we become? What I'm going to say is, let's think how we are going to seek wisdom, how we are going to speak kindly and truthfully towards others, and how we are going to do good and healing deeds once we leave. That's the person we are transformed into. So let's contemplate with the ambiance. Thank you, everybody, for joining me for that short meditation. Let's stand, bow twice more, and then we'll get on to our Q&A. Thank you for joining us for this prayer service. Thank you so much. Let's head over to our Q&A. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for attending. Duchess, thank you for the closing words. Thank you so much. Thank you to our returning folks, our regulars. Thank you for always showing up. Really appreciate it. It's awful lonely with no people here. I would know. Oh, you're welcome, Weaselbug. Weaselbug says, for those of you who aren't on the YouTube, thank you for your perspective before the prayer. Yeah, of course. I kind of have a captive audience, and I apologize for doing that. I just a lot of stuff has come up recently, you know, on Reddit, on TikTok, on on the various platforms that I'm on, and it occurred to me that maybe it's time for me to just talk about what I think about prayer. I don't know what happened this morning. Well, King, first thing that happened was my microphone cut out. And then when I finally got that back up again, suddenly the signal cut out and I could not get it back. I suddenly saw that I had 0 viewers, and I was like, wait a minute, I was just talking to a whole bunch of people a minute ago and I couldn't get it back up. It is lonely talking to an empty chat room. That's true. Yep, we're on YouTube. Stephanie, we broadcast to that. We also broadcast to Twitch. Twitch is kind of the main platform we're on. Not a lot of do pagan services, so I appreciate. This is entirely why we do it. You know, we do these services. We thought this up last year as like the clergy, so like the Troth clergy got together, and we were just thinking, what's something we can do to help the community out in like a consistent give people a consistent anchor. Just with so much going on in the world. I think most of us remember what 2025 was like. So it was just a thought of like, what can we do? And this was one of the things we came up with. I volunteered to be the sacrificial lamb. Oh, Queen. Come on. There's no need to apologize. Like I completely get it. I know that you guys are dealing with a newborn, so late, early, I totally understand. Yeah, I know. Yeah, civilized. I don't want to remember either. But yeah, I mean, it just everyone was going through a tough time, and the Troth clergy got together and say, what do we do, guys? What do we do? And this was one of the things that we thought of. Oh, you guys went out for an early anniversary dinner. Oh. Always happy when we got our whole royal family here. I'm going to say volunteers tribute. Yeah, volunteers tribute. That was me. I did that. Oh, you joined a local heathen group near you. That's great. Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Like, part of what makes me happy, both as serving as a Gothi, but also serving as president of the Troth. One of the things that makes me happiest is when people either form their own local communities and start doing this stuff on their own, or they find a local community that they now feel confident enough to walk up and join. Yeah, it's part of why the Troth exists in the first place, in my opinion, because this is how people used to, back when, like in the late 80s, early 90s, even early 2000s, you didn't have Discord servers, certainly didn't have Twitch. You'd have to find local community somehow, and the Troth was one of the ways that people would connect with each other. You'd get the magazine, you'd write a letter to the editor saying, hey, heathens seeking heathens. And that's how a lot of communities got formed in the early days. Yeah, King, it's tough. Hey, but sometimes I've met some folks that just had to do their own thing and start their own thing. When it becomes kind of obvious, like, hey, there's nobody around, I can't find anybody, maybe it's me who's got to throw the beacon out there, Yeah. I hate Illinois' Nazis. Yeah. I think it's good to have those discussions, King. Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting there. I've got the beard and I've got the white. Yeah. It would be. But hey, we're here every weekend, or at least we try to be. I apologize for the service getting whacked out this morning, but I'm glad that folks were able to come back for this evening. We have reached the end of our time, unfortunately, but I will, however, see you guys next week. Same time, same place. The morning service is always the one that I always get iffy about, because it's like getting that stuff ready at 5 in the morning can sometimes be a little tricky. And plus my internet for some reason doesn't wake up, I guess. So I'm hoping to see you guys next week. If If you're a newcomer here, you are always welcome back. And if you're a regular, you already know you're welcome back. Right? So, hope to see you guys next week. 6 a.m. Central, 8:30 p.m. Central. We'll be here. I'll be here.